react to something
Hip-hop.
quick fast. Big salute to Child Support, aka Six Tails. They just dropped a new video about the youngest serial killer in Toronto, or youngest serial killer in Canada, to be honest. I didn't know that this person existed. Okay. And salute to them once again, because I did a documentary on Mark Moore, aka Presidente. And I think I called it Toronto's first serial killer or something like that. When it comes to him, he had 4 bodies that he was accused of or convicted of, to be honest. Right. And, you know, I guess I don't have to explain to you guys what deems somebody a serial killer, right? Like, we're all clear on what that means, right? When you're a serial killer, is you have to have 2 or more bodies in a space of time. They have to be split out in a space of time. It can't just be in one sitting. So you kill somebody 1 week, and then a week later you kill somebody else, and then let's say 2-3 weeks later you unalive somebody else. Then bada boom, you're a serial killer. So let me just pull up this video right here, because I was waiting to actually, and this is one of the rare times that I didn't watch the video before watching with you guys. So I hope he hasn't monetized, because geez, it's not a really long video. It's only like 22 minutes. I'm gonna decide whether we're gonna skim through or we're just gonna go all the way through and react. But it's called Tales of Toronto: The Crazy Story of Jack Boy Tory. Let's get into it.
3 separate shootings from last night, which they believe are related. They left 1 teen sent to hospital and 2 men dead.
Oh, it's 2 of them. What the fam?
Jesus. Oh my God. Broski. Whoa. Yo, are you monetized, bro? Oh, shit. Michael Official said, I seen that, but I'm not watching, and I'm disappointed of our country and that people, this is what we, how do you write this? This is what we do not want to see, and I do not support it. I hear you, bro. Shit is crazy. I feel like I need to fast forward this part. Holy shit, man. Intro's too hot, bro.
Toronto's streets have seen violence before, but few names struck fear like Jack Boy Tory. By the age of 19, he'd been tied to multiple armed robberies, kidnappings, and 4 separate murders. Police launched one of the city's most intense manhunts to stop him, but behind
I do remember him now.
the headline,
affiliations, Sparrowways, and 3L.
There are deeper questions. How does a kid left behind in community housing transform into one of the most feared names in the Screwface capital? It all begins here. At the intersection of Leslie and Finch sits a Toronto community housing complex known as Sparrowways.
Low-key, I did not know that. For somebody who's living in Toronto for how many years, I didn't know that there was a hood over there.
Don't get it twisted, this isn't just regular
Or a
housing.
block.
It's a block riddled with street politics and bullets. Different hoods across Toronto have their own cliques and alliances, and Sparrowways is no different. Their closest ties run with the Driftwood Crips, based out of Jane and Finch, and Maze Block, a violent set from the Jane and Shepherd neighborhood. On the other side were their rivals, the Connection Young Bloods and OKG, both blood-affiliated crews holding down the south side of Jane and Finch. In a city already divided by blocks and borders.
Wait a minute. Leslie is friggin' on the east side of Finch, right? For the people who might not know the geography over here in Toronto, Finch is something that runs east to west. Okay, you know, this is north and south. Look at it like this, all right? North and south, east to west. All right, so Finch, Shepherd, what's the next one? Lawrence, as far as like major intersections that run pretty much across the city from the west end all the way to the east end. So Finch, obviously there's the Jane and Finch that everybody knows about. That's all the way in the west end. But Is there another Leslie that I'm not aware of that's closer to the East End? Because Finch and Leslie's all the way over on the other side of Finch. That's crazy.
These alliances and rivalries would set the stage for some of the deadliest conflicts Toronto had ever seen. For a lot of kids from Sparrowways, ripping the block wasn't even a choice, it was survival. You either moved with your people or risked being a target. For Jackboy Tory, this wasn't just home, this was where his whole identity got shaped.
You know what? Let me shut the fuck up, and I will, and let the video run. I do know this area because I used to live around the area close to like Shepherd near Fairview Mall, and there is a block up there by Finch. My bad.
From early on, life wasn't stable. At just 11, Tory's mom got deported back to Guyana, leaving him and his 5 siblings behind in a small community housing unit. His oldest sister, barely grown herself, had to play mom while trying to hold the family together. Money and food were tight, and options were slim. As a young teenager, Tory later admitted that he and his little brother would steal from lockers at their local YMCA and Good Life just to scrape together money for food and clothes.
Well, that's what would happen. That would happen when they deport your mother. Like, calm the fuck on, bro. And I don't know what his mom did. Maybe she did a crime and they deported her for a crime. But like, holy shit, man. You deport a mother back to Jamaica who has 5 kids, and what, you just leave the youth them in Canada? And then you wonder if what happens when one of the kids go left? All right.
On top of that, tragedy hit close. His older brother Jaleel came home from jail only to die a week later, a loss that
case in point
pushed the family even deeper into struggle. By the time Tory hit his teens, the small hustles weren't enough. Soon enough, the thefts turned into stick-ups. Massage parlors became the main target, spots with cash flow, where the workers usually stayed quiet because of the type of illicit business they were running. That's where Tory linked up with Jago Anderson, an older teen with a different kind of presence. Anderson wasn't sloppy, he was calculated, always armed, always thinking.
This guy was always armed, always thinking. This is why I don't fuck with y'all YNs, bro. I'm staying away from y'all. Not that I'm going to walk across the street on some scary nigga shit, but like, y'all, this is the guy who keeps everything,
2 steps ahead. With him, Tory graduated from being a broke kid stealing sneakers to a stick-up kid moving with real firepower.
With him.
With a different kind of...
This is who he graduated. Bro, I ain't saying shit, bro. I'm just leaving it. I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to leave it. I'm not saying nothing.
Presence. Anderson wasn't sloppy. He was calculated, always armed, always thinking 2 steps ahead. With him, Tory graduated from being a broke kid stealing sneakers to a stick-up kid moving with real firepower. The tough guy persona wasn't just in the streets either. An audio clip once surfaced of him slapping someone for what he claimed was disrespect, a moment that fed into his growing rep.
Folks, I'm with you. That's how you talk to me like that. I'm you up, bro. Real shit. Don't ever try to get the fucking mouth.
When I hear these guys' voices, it's like, and this is with all due respect, the puberty just hit. Like, I can still hear like the highness in the man's voice. Like, they didn't even really drop yet, and mans are going crazy on some demon shit.
He even popped up in the music video for Like a Movie by Rones and J Stain, rocking a Burberry shirt and black ski mask, hitting some questionable dance moves that still made it clear he wanted to be seen. For Tory, every move was another step deeper into a life that would eventually bring him face to face with 4 separate murder charges by the age of 19. But the streets talk, and in Toronto, once your name gets tied to robberies and murders, you don't stay under the radar for long. Cops start watching, and the street politics only get deeper.
I gotta say, the way that this guy goes from transition from story to story, goated. Let me read this here. The following is detailed timeline of Jackboy Tory's alleged crimes from the first incident that drew police attention through each robbery, shooting, and arrest.
Throughout 2018, Tory and Jago Anderson robbed at least 20 various businesses, many of them spas. The duo targeted massage spas because they were high-cash businesses that often avoided calling the police. Many of these spas operated in a semi-private and formal way, sometimes offering illegal sexual services, which made them less likely to report robberies. That meant quick money with a lower chance of getting caught, which made them appealing targets for teens trying to make fast cash.
Hello, I call 911 right now. I call 911, okay? I call 911.
Tori's role was
Yo, that's a mod thing, bro. You can hear the Asian lady and I call that. Sorry, I'm not gonna mimic your accent. My bad. But she's like, I'm gonna call 911. You can't do shit, bro. They're gonna find out what you got behind that door too.
clear. Hold the gun, threaten anyone in the way, and watch the door while Anderson grabbed the cash. They used encrypted BlackBerry messages to plan each job. On September 9th, 2018, their criminal hustle was caught clearly on camera. At a spa on Lakeshore Boulevard West, Anderson and Tori stormed inside, robbing the business at gunpoint. Victims later described their clothing and appearance, descriptions that matched the young men almost exactly. It was a sign of things to come. Just days later, on September 14th, 2018, the violence escalated far beyond spa robberies. 16-year-old Elijah A.W.O.L was standing near his home at 126 Bellamy Road in Scarborough. A neighbor remembered letting him charge his phone just before he stepped outside, making plans to meet someone. Minutes later, the peace of the neighborhood shattered, gunfire rang out. A.W.O.L was struck and killed, a teenager gunned down in front of his own community. Surveillance captured the killers speeding off in a dark Infiniti SUV, later revealed to be leased to Jago Anderson's mother. The Crown.
Oh, nigga. You did a drill in a car leased to your mom, Dukes? I don't want to disrespect the man them because they're going to shoot my face off, but you're dumb as fuck, bro.
Crown argued Anderson was behind the wheel, while Tori was one of the two shooters who pulled the trigger. But the night wasn't over. Court documents later revealed that, in the aftermath.
I'm sorry, bro. You don't love your moms, bro. This is why niggas get mad at me, bro, because I say wild shit like that. You don't love your moms, bro. How are you gonna put a car that you're gonna go do a drill in your mom's name? Like in your mom's name, bro? You love that woman who gave you life, nigga?
After A.W.O.L's murder, Tori texted his girlfriend asking for the address of a Scarborough house party. She sent him the location, 30 Alder Road. By 11 p.m., Tori was there, and once again, shots rang out. Neighbor surveillance cameras captured the chaos as he allegedly fired a handgun into a crowd of people leaving the party.
Jamming me, dog? Jamming me? What?
Are you stupid? Are you fucking stupid? You're gonna come to my party and down my man? Are you dumb? Are you stupid? I bought him this shit. Why is that coming to my party?
Oh my God.
And a separate shooting that occurred at Ross Lord Park earlier that same night.
Hold on, let me rewind a bit. Holy shit, man.
Bellamy Road killing and a Bellamy Road killing and a
My party!
forensic testing later tied.
I'm gonna have to take all this shit out the video later, but let me say, yo, these guys have no regard for human life. You know what I'm saying? So the way these guys are beefing with other people that they're involved with, imagine how they would feel or what they would do to somebody like y'all who they don't give a shit about, don't know y'all from a can of paint, bro. Come on, bro. These niggas have no regard for human life.
Those shell casings to both the Bellamy Road killing and a separate shooting that occurred at Ross Lord Park earlier that same night. It was a chilling chain of evidence, each bullet linking Jackboy Tori to more crimes. Fast forward a few days and things were about to spiral even further. On September 18th, 2018, Tori and Anderson robbed With Me Beauty Spa, located on Shepherd Avenue East in Scarborough. They stole money and a victim's iPhone. Caught again on surveillance, Anderson wore a red t-shirt and Raptors cap, Tori a dark hoodie and striped pants. An RCMP officer who was in the area on an unrelated matter saw the two men leave the area in a dark blue Infiniti SUV. Minutes later, they...
Yeah, right. You were on the way over there to go get yourself a little rub and tug too, bro. Stop the lies, Bridgen. Stop the lies.
Appeared outside another spa, the Golden Sunray. At 8:28 p.m., a single shot rang out in the parking lot. When the Infiniti SUV tore away, 19-year-old Jago Anderson was dead, laying on the ground, from a single bullet to the head. The getaway...
Oh, they killed the nerd kid, bro. Damn.
vehicle, the same Infiniti tied to the A.W.O.L
Watch
murder,
them.
was later found torched on 58 Corning Road, deliberately set ablaze. Inside, police found ID belonging to an employee of the Golden Sunray Spa. Surveillance caught Tory fleeing the area on foot before being picked up by a lift ordered by his girlfriend. The Crown painted Anderson's
Oh, you guys are so retarded, man. Oh. I don't mean to laugh because human life is being lost. I'm laughing at the stupidity of the way that these guys think that they're going to be able to get away with these crimes. Okay? Because the way that they're handling this shit, bro, just friggin' dousing friggin' gasoline on the car in front of a house somewhere, like as if nobody has surveillance cameras or ring cams or anything in front of their house, right? Like that's just, it's just 2020 something, or this has happened in 2018. Oh, they didn't make ring cams till 2020. Yeah, stop. Big Brother's been watching everything from time. These guys go and friggin' burn the car just on a street. And then you try to get away from a drill. And you get your girlfriend to call you an Uber. Because they'll never be able to figure out, right? This is how they're thinking, We smart. We're going to get around them cops. We're going to get these drills done, and they ain't never going to know anything. They ain't going to find out a thing. I'm going to get Shorty to make the call for me instead, and boom. We would have got away with it if it wasn't for them pesky cops using common sense. And we would have got away with it if it wasn't for that pesky technology. Stupid. Yo, big salute to Shiesty's Bud. Thank you for the donation right there, bro. I'm just saying, bro. Like these guys, like they're just so dumb, bro. You're not gonna get away. Like, don't get me wrong. A lot of people get away with drills in Toronto, but a lot of people don't. A lot don't.
death is deliberate, a cold execution. Perhaps Anderson knew too much about the A.W.O.L killing, or maybe it was a dispute over cash. Either way, investigators believe Tory silenced his partner intentionally. Tory's version was very different. It was simply a tragic accident. He claimed Anderson had asked to see a gun in the parking lot, then in a clumsy handoff the weapon discharged. Jago was a good guy. Tory testified softly. He put money in my pocket. But prosecutors called this story absurd. Anderson, known for being cautious, would never casually handle a gun in public. And the wound, a clean shot to the temple, was, in the Crown's words, not an accident.
Sorry, I gotta put flags on the play for every time like these guys just do dumb shit. And I did see somebody in the chat say something about their age, so I will give them, I guess, the benefit of the doubt for being young and stupid, because I know when I was like 19 or whatever, there was a lot of stuff that I thought that I knew, which now in hindsight I realized I didn't know shit. I was dumb. Okay, but to say that this guy was playing with the gun, or we were showing him something and then the gun went off, but he got a headshot. All right, bro. It was an accident, bro. Sure, buddy.
Following Jago's death, police pressure mounted. On September 24, 2018, Jackboy Tory was arrested and charged with 2 counts of attempted murder by the Gun Violence Suppression Unit on unrelated matters. Think about that for a second. Tory wasn't only making headlines for the spa stick-ups. By September 2018, he was already booked on 2 attempted murder charges for completely different situations. For a then 17-year-old kid, that's wild. When he was arrested, police found a pair of black Nike pants with a white stripe, the same kind linked to the spa robbery.
The prototypical roadman uniform, the Nike Tech pants.
Testing revealed 6 particles of gunshot residue on his pants and hoodie. Detectives also seized 2 phones, an iPhone 7 and a BlackBerry.
Breaking
into them proved difficult. But when new software finally cracked the 6-digit passcode in late 2019, investigators uncovered a goldmine: 44,000 pages of texts, photos, videos, and location data. Evidence showed Tory posing with firearms, arranging robberies, and even searching online for spas in North York. His
Yo. What the fuck? Bro! Yo, these guys are trying to do everything on the BlackBerry. You thought you can get away with that because it's encrypted? Oh, man. Chaisty's Bud said, imagine getting a happy ending and these guys burst in. Bro. Imagine doing that and you want to demand them. Okay? Not just like just some regular like I don't know, Indian youth or something like that that's over there at the spa getting his rubbing tugs or getting his tug rubbed. Pause. Like want to demand them, like, you know, nigga go in there, try to move a little bit of work. You try to get it in with one of the girls. And then next thing you know, a whole bunch of hooligans come running through the door and they're like, yo, brethren, what are you doing here? Yo, up the watch, brethren. Yo, up the watch, freaky boy. You know what I'm saying? You in there, you got your little pinky rings and little jewelry on and shit like that. You trying to look fly, you know what I'm saying? Going to make a little chizzy, get your dick sucked. And then these niggas bust into the freaking place, bro. Yo, who's that? Yo. Isn't that Picky? Yo, Picky, what are you doing here, fam? Yo, what's yo up the chain, my nigga? Look a freaky boy. Yo, give me the earrings, pussy. Yo, take a picture of this guy, fam. Yo, the man's really over here with Ling Ling, fam. Yo, fam, he's here with Ling Ling, fam. Just saying.
Wi-Fi connections and messages with his girlfriend mapped his movements
Ling
almost
Ling.
hour by hour. We'll get more into detail about what was found later in the video, but the phone became the Crown's most powerful witness. Yet controversy surrounded the search. Defense lawyer Gary Grill, who later made headlines representing rapper Top 5 and helping him beat a murder charge, argued that police had strip-mined Tory's phone, digging through private data well beyond the limits of their warrants and trampling on his constitutional right to privacy.
Yo, fam. Dude, this guy must be some kind of plug or something, bro. I'm not trying to fuck up this guy's anybody's lawyer or anything like that, but this is the guy that you call when you're like, no, bro, you're convicting these blacks wrong. You're racist. What do you mean by that? What do you mean that he has pictures in his phone with guns? So that doesn't mean that he shot somebody. Are you a racist? That's that lawyer. You hire him to bring that white guilt to the courtroom, bro.
And the cops hadn't been perfect either. Property reports were misplaced, warrants expired, even a USB drive containing the data went missing. Still, prosecutors pushed back, insisting the evidence was solid and tied directly to the murders. The courts agreed, and the phone evidence became central to the case. Fast forward to July 9th, 2019,
My birthday.
9 months after Tory's arrest, the Crown dropped the 2 attempted murder charges. For a lot of people, that was shocking. 2 serious shootings tied to his name, and just like that, the charges were gone. Even more surprising, Tory was granted bail a month later on August 15th, walking back out onto the streets while still connected to a long list of robberies under investigation.
Is he on road?
To the public, it felt like the system had just handed him another chance. But freedom didn't slow him down. Not even a month later, Tory was back in the streets, right back on his bullshit.
Yo, salute to Six Tails. He said, right back on his bullshit. Yo, Gary Grill's a sick lawyer still. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was joking right there with the whole, virtue signaling and shit like that, white guilt. But that white guilt be working, bro. He got this nigga out. He touched road. Case dropped. Charges dropped. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we found all of this stuff in your phone. You can go. Salute Salute to Gary Grill, bro. Get you it.
On
If you can
August
afford him, get
31st,
him.
Toronto police say Jackboy Tory was already at the center of another violent crime. Near Leslie Street and Finch Avenue in North York, 3 armed men allegedly kidnapped and robbed 2 victims at gunpoint. Though the victims escaped unharmed, investigators quickly identified one of the suspects, and to no surprise, it was Tory. At just 19 years old, he was now wanted for kidnapping, robbery with a firearm, pointing a gun, motor vehicle theft, and extortion. It was a stunning reminder. Bail hadn't slowed him down one bit. It had only set the stage for his next move. 24 hours later, on the night of
This might be a good video that Mark Carney can use, even Pierre Poilievre. They can use this for a real thing to push their bail reform bills. That, you know, the little catch and release thing that you guys are doing. You're a little bit too lax on the law right there. Like, I know he had a good lawyer, but like, I don't know, bro. Your client, he might have been a danger to society.
of October 1st, 2019, gun violence gripped the city's northwest end yet again. In just over an hour, 3 separate shootings unfolded in the Jane and Shepherd area. The scenes were connected not just by geography, but by the chilling precision of the attackers. Police would later describe it as a coordinated rampage, one that left 2 men dead, a teenager with life-altering injuries, and an entire community shaken. Behind the wheel of the violence was a deadly trio, Jackboy Tory, who had teamed up with Maze Block members Eric Rowe, better known as Rico, and Josiah Blair Taylor, aka Jizzy. According to Street Chatter, Jizzy had been shot at just a day before, and instead of laying low, the crew decided to strike back, going on a drill that would turn the city upside down.
When did these guys have time to sell drugs, bro? What the hell, fam? Holy, bro. These guys' lives are like movies, man. Nigga got shot at the day before. Oh, no. We ain't gonna wait. Nah. We gonna get them tomorrow, bro. No, we gonna get them tonight. Okay, don't worry about our custody. Phone just ringing off. Bare fiends are calling them. They're just like, nah, bro, we got niggas to kill. I'm like, bro, like, how do you guys even get money? Right? Anonymous viewer says, laughing my ass off in between stick-ups. I guess. But nah, bro. I refuse to believe that. Niggas must be like, and this is me even from somebody who used to be a street nigga. This is me from the outside, because like, how you have guys who just shoot all the time, okay, and don't sell drugs? Because like, I know that's where the money comes from, unless you're getting paid for the hits. Because it doesn't sound like these guys are getting paid for hits. They just sound like they're out there just being reckless. They're shooting at each other. Robberies happen. Oh, we got to get you, like on some like, I don't know, man, cops and robbers bullshit, but without the cops. You know what I'm saying? But if you're trying to build up a phone, and this is just as somebody, you know, who used to be in the road, if you're trying to build up the phone, just like doing a podcast, you got to have consistency. You can't just be out there on the block one day, you know, trying to get your phone built up. Yo, give me a call. I'll get you. Anytime you need me, I got you, bro. I'll come deliver right to your crib. I'll come deliver right to your whatever, to your little trap or whatever, right? And then next thing you know, when the customers are calling, they can't get you because you're out on a drill. Next time now, they're not going to call you no more. So it's going to be hard to build up the phone. This is why I don't believe that these guys are out there on road hustling. This one or the other. You're out there doing hits, or you're out there killing each other, or you're out there actually making some money. Because as somebody who's built up multiple phones in my lifetime, I know I had to be consistent. I couldn't be like, oh, I can't get at you right now. I'm busy. It don't make no sense. Others are moving packs for them. You're giving these guys way too much credit, like as if they're on some freaking what do you call that? Some El Chapo shit. This is little Ray and freaking Johnny from the block. These niggas ain't got no, they can even put 2 brain cells together farthest more than get a runner.
Violence began around 8:11 p.m. near Venetian Crescent, close to Driftwood Avenue. 16-year-old Adrian Cebulak was walking home, distracted by a video game on his phone. Out of nowhere, a white Volkswagen Golf pulled up behind him. He noticed what looked like lasers cutting through the dark. In an instant, shots rang out. Cebulak sprinted, throwing his arms over his head. Bullets tore through his fingers, leaving him with permanent disabilities.
Oh my God.
Investigators later concluded those shots weren't just meant to scare him, they were aimed at his head. Just over half an hour later, at 8:46 p.m., the same white Volkswagen surfaced at 2000 Shepherd Avenue West, a housing complex a short drive away. Surveillance footage showed 3 figures stepping into the courtyard. 2 were masked, the third was not. Prosecutors would later argue the unmasked man was Tory. Without warning, they fired multiple rounds toward the building,
In one night? These guys went on a rampage.
residents running for cover. Though no one was struck, shell casings scattered across the scene confirmed multiple firearms were used. It was another act of calculated terror. The night reached its bloody climax at 9:27 p.m. at 306 Grand Ravine Drive, a blood-affiliated block known to the streets as the Lane. This time, surveillance cameras caught everything. A Volkswagen pulled up. 3 men jumped out the back seat, all strapped. They moved fast through a breezeway into the courtyard, where 24-year-old Delonte Bryant was standing. Gunfire erupted. Shots tore into Bryant's head and upper body.
Oh my
He
God.
dropped instantly, gone before he even had a chance to move. But then came the twist. Rico, one of the shooters, caught a bullet to the head. Forensics later pointed to friendly fire, and word spread that it was his own boy, Jizzy, who had accidentally pulled the trigger. As Rico lay on the ground bleeding out, the cameras caught something even colder, his 2 accomplices bending over him, stripping him of his phone and firearm before sprinting back to the car. Not
Wow. This is insane. I don't know if you can call that real serial killers right there, Michael Official, or sorry, Shiestas Bud, who said that real serial killers. I don't know, because that friendly fire one, that one don't count. That's one of their own mans. And the thing is, I've watched surveillance videos of man shooting, right? Multiple man shooting. Even when they were showing the surveillance of the shooting that happened at the studio, I think it was this year. This year, the studio shooting happened, right? If I'm not mistaken, over on Queen Street. They were showing guys shooting over each other's head, and I'm like, bro, you're almost shot your friend. You're right next to your friend, shooting right next to his ear. Like, you're deafening your friend by, like, literally shooting, like, right over his head, bro. Like, run wrong move, and you might. Was it last year, Young Money? Damn, bro, there's so much wild shit that happens. Everything just gets melded together. Yeah, not last November. Yeah, but like in that video, there was guys who were shooting there, and I was like, yo, fam, yo, you almost hit your homie. It's like, damn. Guns are serious. Guns kill. So if you guys are just shooting at your ops, you know, hopefully I hit one, you might hit one of your friends by mistake. You can't count that body. That's not a notch. But then after they go take his phone and his chain, you guys are just despicable humans, bro. Subhuman, despicable.
long after, cell phone footage surfaced showing the aftermath. Bryant being wheeled off on a stretcher, with Rico following behind on another. In the background, a voice cut through the chaos. Cypher, the older brother of rapper Hood Baby Peppa, can be heard mocking Rico.
You stay up, stay up! I swear to God, you stay up, man! Just remember, one day, eh?
Oh, it's 2 of them. What the
How you
fam?
trying to slide you under my pack? How you trying to slide you under my pack? You a pussy!
It was
This nigga said, how you trying to slide and end up a pack? Yo, bro, I gotta move out of the city.
personal. The crew had just sprayed Peppa's crib, with the bullets rumored to be meant for Cypher, and now the block was watching one of them pay the ultimate price. But what happened after might have been even darker. Word spread fast in the streets, and Jizzy knew the whispers were aimed at him. He wasn't just paranoid, he was convinced Rico's homies were going to kill him for the accident. Terrified, he supposedly confessed the whole thing to Rico's own mother, like he was begging for forgiveness before it all caught up to him.
What?
And then, just when things couldn't get more twisted, fate doubled down. Only days later, Jizzy's cousin, Deshane Taylor, aka SP, was shot dead while sitting in his car. The timing was too close. Panicked, Jizzy fled the city, disappearing before the streets could deliver their payback.
I gotta let this shit breathe for a second. These niggas are demonic, bro. Holy, I gotta light some sage in the crib after I'm done this shit, bro. Holy shit, man.
By the end of that night, Toronto had 2 new murder victims, Delonte Bryant, executed in the courtyard, and Eric Rowe, a gunman turned casualty. Meanwhile, Adrian Cebulak, the teen shot earlier in the spree, was left facing a lifetime of disability. Police knew they had to move fast.
God.
The shooters weren't slowing down until either someone stopped them or they ended up dead themselves. Investigators began piecing the case together with surveillance video, ballistics, and cell phone data. Forensic experts matched shell casings across all 3 shootings, proving that at least one gun had been carried from scene to scene. Investigators also noted how the shooters moved with precision, coordinated, and deliberate. The Volkswagen Golf, the vehicle used in the shootings, was a ghost. Its plates were too blurry to read, and the car had no unique features to trace. But technology left other clues. Detectives tracked a SIM card linked directly to Jackboy Tory. Cell records showed his device moving in tandem with phones belonging to Jizzy and Rico. Hours before the murders, all 3 phones pinged at a cell tower near Driftwood Crypt territory. Then,
these damn phones, bro. These phones are gonna get all of y'all niggas locked up, bro.
like clockwork, the devices went dark during the shootings, only to light up again after the bloodshed. To prosecutors, it was a digital fingerprint tying Tory to every move that night. Rico's role wasn't up for debate. He died at the scene. Jizzy as well, his distinctive dysfunctional left arm visible in the footage. That left the 3rd gunman. The Crown argued it was Tory, the shooter in a white top, firing left-handed, moving alongside Rico and Jizzy. His left-handedness, his clothing, and his known ties to the others built the case. What Tory did after the murders only made things worse. He showed up at Rico's funeral.
Oh my God. Yo, these guys are certified. Yo, you know when they say, free all the dogs and the demons? Like, no, bro. I'm gonna say it here, bro. Maybe I've said it before, and maybe this is why I'm getting less like gangster ass niggas coming to do interviews. Don't free the dogs and the demons. Free the dogs. If the dogs are out there moving work, doing whatever they need to do to get by, because society is expensive. It's hard to get by on just a 9 to 5. So hold on, I got a cat here on my hat here. So if you have to go and take other means to go make money, I'm not gonna judge you. You know what I'm saying? But all you niggas who are out there trying to become expert shooters, just shooting people up, doing 3 drills in a day, hitting people in the courtyard, innocent people and all that, you demons, lock y'all up, bro. All right? If niggas hear that and they're like, oh, this is why we don't fuck with you Friday, you act really federal, then federal it is. Y'all guys are demons. You're pieces of shit. You're destroying human life. You're making it uncomfortable for everybody else in the hood, because I'm sure over there in Driftwood, it doesn't have to have the bad reputation that it has. It's all of y'all young niggas or all of y'all street niggas who are out there shooting the shit up, getting into beef with 100 other blocks. And same thing with Connections, all of the other blocks that are having all these different beefs. It's not because of the upstanding citizens that are out there making money every day who have ruined the reputations of these places. It's the small 5 to maybe 8% of the community that's out there running around shooting shit up that makes it where it's like a problem area or whatever types of terms that they try to use now in the news to talk about low income areas. All right. I can't feel bad for y'all niggas when they give you a freaking 100 years, bro. You killed like 4 people. Niggas can't hit me in the DM like, Friday, you don't understand. I understand human life, and I understand that you guys have no respect for it. Holy shit, man.
Days later was spotted at Yorkdale Mall, shopping with Rico's friends, flashing cash, and wearing the same padded jacket seen in the surveillance. Fortunately, by October 20th, 2019, less than a month after the killings, Jackboy Tory's run came crashing down in Thunder Bay, Ontario. Police had been dispatched to a disturbance on Pearl Street, a call that would set off a chain of events leading straight to him. Hours later, officers executed a high-risk takedown on Lake Street, swarming a vehicle carrying 4 people from Toronto. Inside, they uncovered a loaded handgun, roughly $16,000 worth of crack cocaine, $5,000 worth of fentanyl, and another $5,000 in cash. Among those pulled from the car was then 19-year-old Tori.
So they have work on them. So I'm so confused, bro. And I'm saying this as somebody who used to be on road, bro. I'm so confused, fam. How you got work on you? When do you have time to move this work? Mans then went to Thunder Bay and then they just get it off. It's an OT thing. I get it. All right, I understand. Okay, I understand that. I understand. This is what it is, and maybe I'm ratting, snitching, or whatever y'all want to call it. I understand them play now. Y'all niggas have no time to sell no drugs in Toronto, so you just run around shooting each other when you're in Toronto, and then when you need to make some quick money, then you go OT to one of these small towns like Thunder Bay, etc., and then just move some work quick, because you don't have to build up the phone OT. You just have to go and find the fiends. Go find the trap, find the fiends. Right? Daniel's groomer said, stick and move. Right? We ain't got time to build up no phone. We just go OT, make 50 racks or 20 racks or whatever, and then come back home and get some guns and get back to shooting. I get it. My bad. And here I am thinking that you guys had bad business plans. My bad.
Hiding under the alias Dimitri.
Proceed.
Green, carrying an Ontario health card that wasn't his. For a year, he had slipped through the cracks, sticking up spas and leaving bodies in his wake. But on that night, the ride was over. After months of bloodshed, Jackboy Tory was finally in handcuffs. Then came trial time, and the courtroom turned into a stage. Tory, now 22, took the stand and testified at length. He denied knowing 16-year-old Elijah Aziever would be killed, insisting the guns he handed over were only for robberies, not executions. He then admitted firing one of those guns at the Alder Roadhouse party, but said it was just for show. On the death of Jago Anderson, his closest partner in crime, Tory swore it was accidental, a panic-filled mistake after a night of spa robberies. Even when pressed, he refused to name anyone else involved. "I don't want to be a snitch," he told the court, explaining that silence was his only protection inside and outside prison. Tory's lawyer, Gary Grill, pushed back on the Crown's case. He argued that there was no
This guy was his lawyer again. He took the case. I don't want to say this guy's a goat because he takes some heinous criminals in his court and under his caseload. But bro, this nigga's not out, so he didn't win this one. But he's ambitious, bro. You looked at the guys. You looked at. Think about this, all right? Just let's mentally massage this for a second. Pause. You step into Gary Grill's office, or you don't step into his office. You're already in custody. All right, my bad. And you call Gary Grill, and then he comes and meets you over at the jailhouse, and you guys have the little meeting in the little room so that you guys can have your privacy. And you put it on the table. Yo, bro, I'm innocent, man. They got a surveillance of me shooting off a gun, but that was by accident. No, sorry, my bad. They had me on surveillance for shooting off the gun at the party, but I was just flashing my shit. Pause. The next homie, my little homie with the glasses, I know that they said I killed him, but that was by accident. Third, oh, you know that other one when where the shooting happened and we caught, we shot one of our friends in friendly fire? That wasn't on purpose and shit, though. I'm innocent. Can you get me out? Why are you wasting your money and why are you wasting this man's time, bro? Holy shit, man. It'd be one thing, it's like, yo, they got me on some kind of body. I'm not even there. I'm not on surveillance. Like, come on, bro. They're framing me. Ray Tay Tay. This nigga got Blackberries. You know what? When they had the Blackberry and all the other shit before, Gary got him out. So let me shut the fuck up. This nigga pulled a magic trick out of his hat.
Clear motive for the killing of Jago Anderson. According to Grill, Anderson wasn't just an associate, he was Tory's access to both money and guns through their string of spa robberies. Eliminating him made little sense. And if it was intentional, Grill argued, why do it there, in public, right before a robbery with people around? In his words, this is the worst place to kill someone. But the Crown countered with a mountain of evidence, much of it pulled from Tory's own phone. Detectives uncovered data that tied him.
That's a crazy argument. Why would they just shoot somebody just right here in public in front of everybody? And listen, I'm not trying to diss Gary Grill's approach right there, but bro, because they're dumb. Okay, Gary? Why would they do that in public? And this is what the prosecutor said back to them. Because they're stupid, Gary. Because your clients are dumb, Gary. They have no brain cells, and I don't know, they just have no respect for human life. That's why they did it, Gary.
Not just to the murders, but to a wider web of violence. Investigators combing through the device stumbled on photos and documents belonging to a robbery victim named Maria Gonzalez. Police connected that to a Peel Region home invasion on September 3, 2018, where 3 armed men tied up Gonzalez, stole property, including her iPhone, which was later linked to Tory's Apple ID. Digging deeper, officers
How do you niggas sleep at night?
Found evidence linking Tory to multiple other incidents. A shooting at the Scarborough Center for Alternative Studies on September 12, 2018, another at Ross Lord Park 2 days later, and the Alder Road party shooting later that same night. Going through the court files paints a wild picture. Before Tory even turned 20, he was already tied to 20 massage parlor robberies, a break-and-enter, an armed robbery, a kidnapping, 7 separate shootings, 2 attempted murders, and 4 premeditated killings. It's clear Tory wasn't a victim of circumstance. He was an active player in a violent campaign across the...
Bringing it back full circle. I guess deporting the man's mother back in the days didn't help, right? Holy shit, man. Now, I'm not trying to throw homeboy any bail because obviously he did a bunch of demonic shit. And there's a lot of people who've, lost parents back in the days. But, you deport somebody's mom back to Jamaica, and now you're growing up with no mother in the household. Just, she's just thousands of miles away on an island somewhere in a whole nother country. So you and your freaking 5 siblings got to raise yourselves. Yeah, I'm sorry. You're going to get a crazy crash out kid like this who ends up allegedly shooting a bunch of people before 20.
City. Despite the lengthy rap sheet, investigators prioritized the 4 murders tied to his name: Elijah Aziever, Jago Anderson, Delonte Bryant, and Rico. To prosecutors, the timeline from Venetian Crescent to Grand Ravine Drive wasn't random chaos, it was a coordinated plan. The defense pushed back hard. They warned about the dangers of misidentification in grainy video, pointed out that Tory was often just a stick figure in the Crown's narrative, and dismissed the phone records as circumstantial. They argued that
That's that racism angle right there. So what? You see a black man in a hoodie and a stick figure and you think that that's my client? Wait a minute. So what are you trying to say, that all black people look the same? Because that's not my client. That's just a black man in a hoodie who has the same build, height, and weight as my client. Right? This is like, I'm saying, if like the scenario, this is the types of scenarios that lawyers try to bring up. All right, that's that the white guilt working in the courtroom type shit.
Association with known shooters didn't prove he pulled the trigger. Still, the judge noted the strength of the Crown's case. In the end, the story told by surveillance, ballistics, and digital breadcrumbs was simple. Tory was there, and he was firing. In June 2024, now 24 years old, Jackboy Tory was given 3 life sentences with no chance of parole for 25 years for the first-degree murders of Delonte Bryant, Jago Anderson, and Rico. He was also handed a 12-year sentence for the attempted murder of Adrian Cebulak, who was shot and left permanently injured. Although he wasn't convicted for the first-degree murder of Elijah Aziever, Tory's punishments will all run concurrently, meaning it's almost certain that he will never walk free again.
Run concurrently? Doesn't that mean that they're all running at the same time? Am I not mistaken about that, gang, before we move on? Doesn't concurrently mean that they're Like if he got 3 life sentences, that's 25, 25, 25. I feel like consecutively means that he's going to have to do 75 years or 2/3 of, I don't know, if he's going to have to do 75 years. But I feel like concurrently means he's going to have to do 25 years, right? And then you add the extra 12 years on top of that. So what are we at? 37 years. Jesus Christ. Possibly. Yeah, anonymous viewer. Yeah, they're running together. Sauce Money said 25, 85%. Yes. I bucked mans who were just coming home 18 years later after a 25-year bid. You know what I'm saying? So it's like 18 years is 2/3 or 85% of 25 years, give or take. You know, he's 24 years old now. 18 years from now, he might be eligible for parole. I doubt they're going to give him parole, but he's probably going to have to do his full 25 years. By the time he comes home, he was convicted at 24 years old. He'll be 29. This is if he give him the whole 25 years. And then he has to come home, probably go to a halfway house for a few years before he could reintegrate into society. You feel me? My girl's dad did 13. Yeah, bro, that's like seasons change, fam. You know what I'm saying? There's one thing with me and my little baby bid for a year and change, or a few months. You know what I'm saying? But like when you could doing like full life bids, bro, this nigga probably doesn't have any gal that he can have. Like he did have the one girl that called the lift for him. If that's going to be the one who holds him down, you know, then maybe he can get a PFV, a private family visit. But because he's dealing with murders and shit like that, it's going to be years, and a lot of programs and all that type of stuff before he's able to even be eligible for any private family visits. So you're not getting any female contact probably for the whole 25 years. Unless one of the guardies feels sympathetic and give you some pum pum. And I know it's not only about the pum pum, but bro, as a man, it kind of is. Especially if you're a young man, you never really got to experience enough till you get tired of it type shit. Like you're just like, you're out here still, you're still in puberty pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Hormones still jumping. And now you got to do 25? No pum pum, brethren? Oh. Beating off the freaking physical paper magazines, or if you can get a phone as, you know what I'm saying? 25 years, is it worth it? Holy shit. Yolanda said, Friday, stop wearing that little year of snatch freedom like a badge. Fact, right? Nigga, you ain't do no real time. Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like one set of seasons changed. Oh shit. It was like one summer. Shit, man, I'm gonna miss my next summer. And then I kind of did. And then fall came and I was back out again. Oh shit. Straight goods. These niggas be in there. I think I did one Christmas. These niggas is on Christmas 11, Christmas 15. You know what I'm saying? Just celebrating the little things in life. I did one Christmas, ate one set of jail turkey. I'm like, yo, nigga, when I did that time, bro, when I was in jail, nigga, I was home, yo. By next Thanksgiving, I was home. Smashing pussy, eating good food. I ain't shit. For real. On some drink shit, like, what did I miss? Oh shit. Okay, let me stop. I'm starting to sweat, man. This is not a comedy, it's not jokes. Niggas is out there doing real time. All right. I shot shit up. Now I ain't gonna see no pussy for the next 25 years. I feel you. I can't even say I feel you, bro. I did a little baby time. You know what I'm saying? Niggas don't even have enough time to say, yo, I could do that on my pinky. By the time you about to stand up on your pinky, they're like, you're free to go. You're like, wait a minute, I was just about to do the pinky trick. No, you're free to go. Get out. Get out. We need space, bro. We need the bed. Okay, let's move on, man. I'm a fucking idiot. Okay, let's compose ourselves. I'm a fucking fool. I promise I'll grow up one day. Okay, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to check out these other videos on the screen and make sure to like and subscribe.
We love hip hop.